Welcome. This is Recidiva. I'm sharing a recording of a casual Skyrim playthrough using a mod list I built. My profound thanks to all the mod creators who have made this game a crowdsourced treasure. I hope you enjoy. So I am the key. Okay. So if you've played Oblivion, you should recognize this. Yeah, including the plants that hurt you as you go by. Spittle stick, I think, or something like that. So you come in here and kill the two leaders. Horse. I don't remember the name of the horse, but they're awesome. It's a good mount for vanilla. So yeah, Harada, Spittle Stick. Come in here. They can be. I'm sure they can be used in alchemy for something, and you can also display them in the museum. Although most herbs, you don't actually display the herb; you make a replica. But yeah, there are a couple of mods and creations that add herbs. I probably could get a mod also where I can plant them, but I mean, I got lots of potions. I don't really need. I can't see. Okay, the blade is called Torment, burns the target for 30 points, targets on fire take extra damage. So it's a pretty, it's a pretty blade. It's, got a nice, yeah, it looks nice. I mean, in a horrifying Gamora way, but... Yeah, the punished, that's just so freaky. The heart's sewn shut and beating forever, so someone was just torn inside out. They always freak me out. Yeah, I'm taking damage from here. Probably a poison cloud. I got too close to something. I am choking. Oh, I'm sorry, David Horse. I didn't mean to hurt you. I don't want to hurt you, but I guess I will. Yeah, they're very cool looking. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do it. So, it's the second weapon, Scourge. summon Daedra up to level 36 or sent back to Oblivion. Why a Daedra has that weapon, I don't know. How they trained with that weapon, I especially don't know. Okay, return to Tamriel. Yeah. I kinda hate the Dremora voices. I'm happy not having to hear them. I think there's something over here. I'm honestly not remembering unless there was something over there. Like in an Elder Scrolls. Yeah, I'm just getting hit. I'm just getting knacked by the Harada root, so. I just made up a new word. Knacked. I don't know. But apparently it's a thing. You can get knacked by Harada root. Oh yeah, there I am. Yeah, at least you know better to run the fuck away. Okay, I don't remember how you get the horse. I don't remember if it's an extra step. You might just get it as a result, as a reward of this, so I'm just gonna leave and follow the... Because I can't imagine that I actually learned about the horse any other way than just following the basic mob list. Okay, yeah, as you see, these guys are just, the vigilants are all just fighting each other. The vigil of Stendar and the cultists, so you can just take off. I think that is a great quest. Really, really awesome. That is a lot of assets to convert. That's a lot of work. That's pretty amazing.
Is someone there?
Okay. I escaped Red Scar Cavern. There's another cave over here. I might as well just discover it while I'm here. Champion's Rest discovered. Huh. You're supposed to get that horse mount. I don't remember how. Oh well. If it comes up on completionist, I will finish it. But yeah, you used to be able to get that horse mount. I don't know. It might have been an incidental quest with a loot item or something like that that I just didn't discover. And that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, now that I'm seeing that content, you know, I might break down and buy some of the new stuff. Hey, honey.
That's Sanguine. Now I know why
Sanguine.
Molag Bal was always so pestered by
Yeah,
him.
he's a bit of an ass. Yeah?
I didn't expect, well, any of this to happen. But he is a Daedric prince, really. I wonder what his realm of oblivion is going to be like after this happened. Certainly hope another damn war doesn't flare up.
Actually, I don't
I know
care.
Molag, and let's say we've never really been friends, and I've never really been the one to worship him. But since I am a daughter of Cold Harbor, by that alone he thinks I'm really valuable to him. And when he finds out something happened to his little precious possession, I'm just saying, let's hope for the best.
Nice job. Anything good?
Yeah, if there are battles in Oblivion, I'm kind of okay with that. Let them kill each other for a while.
Hope you're getting along with Isran. It takes some getting used to.
I'm back from Arthheim with the drummer exploding ice bolt schematic.
Let's see what you've got there. I see. Similar to the exploding bolt, only this one will cause damage with splintering shards of ice sharp as glass. Charming. Here, let me show you how it's made. Assuming you have the smithing skills, you should be able to make this yourself at Gunmar's Forge. Either way, I'll have some for sale soon.
What can I do to help?
It's amazing what I'm able to learn from studying these Dwemer plans. Want to head out
Okay.
there and collect some more?
I got the shock bolt schematic.
Mm-hmm. Have you talked to Isran?
Should I talk to these one? Hey, Florentius.
Arcade says it's good that we're here, but I don't know. Something about this place doesn't feel right. What? No. Yes. Yes, I see. All right. Right. I'll settle in, and then Arcade and I will start to put things right. Don't you worry.
Huh? What can I do to help?
Speak with Isran. He has something for you.
You guys keep saying that, and then Isra never has anything
Arcade,
for
bless
me,
you,
but...
friend.
Okay.
May your next fight bring you victory, friend.
Thank you, Durak. You're kind of awesome. Gonna get all this crap off me. That's a lot of clothes. Okay,
What are you looking at?
alright. I'm trying to find East Road.
Now that's done. Hate to tell you, but you're now Boethiah's slave for just about forever.
Yeah, being Boethiah's slave isn't great. I can back that up. That's okay, they're gonna have to duke it out. I'm gonna have to, like, have agreements.
Not a lot of our kind here, I see. Suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Still, those of us here have as much of an obligation to protect Skyrim as any other. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Oh, she can
Good
be a
luck.
follower, that's cool. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. East Ron, come on, man. Hey, Dexman. Alright, somebody's upstairs. Excuse me, pardon me. This better not be the cavern. Alright. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright. I'll find him in the morning. Or in the middle of the night when he's sleeping. That might be creepy, but it's probably easier than finding him wandering. The Wisp Mother by Matthias Etienne. Among the folk tales from the northern reaches of Skyrim, few subjects are as popular as the Wisp Mother, ghostly women who lure unsuspecting travelers to their doom, steal children, and take vengeance on those who wrong them in life. Similar tales exist through Tamriel, the Melusane of Stros-Makai, who lure ships to wreck on jagged shoals, then consume the souls of those aboard, the Serpentine Callus of Black Marsh, the Amrana of Valenwood. But unlike these mythic creatures, most scholars concede that Wisp Mothers actually exist. Though rare, credible reports of their sightings are simply too frequent to be ignored. Herein, a synopsis of what can be gleaned from provincial legends and the dominant theories on why they may actually be. Wisp Mothers. Most tales agree on only a few basic facts about Wisp Mothers. They're always female. They take the form of human, some say elven spirits, wreathed in mist and decaying rags. They have an affinity for frost magic, rarely appearing in more temperate climes. Beyond that, the tales differ wildly. Some say they are ghosts waiting to be laid to rest. Others that they're all that remains of the snow elves who once ruled Skyrim. Some say they're natives to Hjalmarch, or the north more generally. But other tales mention them in forgotten places, on mountaintops as far away as the Charos. Most reputable scholars dismiss these stories, preferring instead to focus on the few documented sightings from recent years. From these, two dominant theories have emerged. Based on his extensive research into necromancy and Cyrodiil's Aeolian culture, Master Sadrin Sarethes posits that Wisp Mothers are a necrologic state, a type of lichdom developed by the now forgotten First Era culture. Under his theory, they are no mere ghosts. They are a cult of powerful sorceresses who achieve eternal life through undeath. Alternately, Lidet Vilain of the Synod contends that the Wisp Mothers are not undead at all, but rather elemental manifestations arising out of Nirn itself. By noting several similarities to Spriggans and Ice Wraiths, she contends that the Wisp Mothers are essentially elemental personifications of snow or mist, innately wielding the power of their element instead of manipulating it through conventional sorcery. Wisps. In most accounts, the victim is initially drawn to the Wisp Mother by glowing, ghostly lights. Although initially passive, these creatures later attack in tandem with her, distracting the victim and draining their energy. Popular legend holds that these are the spirits of the Wisp Mother's previous victims. These spirits strengthen her, so anyone hoping to destroy her must first release the souls of those she has killed. To scholars, this description immediately recalls the Will-o'-the-Wisp, a rare and dangerous swamp denizen of southern Tamriel. Oddly, Cyrodiilic legends invariably refer to wisps as lone predators, while these appear to exist in some sort of symbiotic relationship with others of their kind. Villian argues that these wisps are a subspecies of true wisps, scavengers that lure prey to the Wisp Mother and share in the psycho-ethereal energy released by her kills. As codependent scavengers, they most likely lack the formidable defenses of their predatory cousins, rendering them far more vulnerable. Alternately, Sarethi posits that these wisps are merely emanations or conjurations of the Wisp Mother, and not free-living creatures. This is supported by one incident in which an adventurer reportedly killed a Wisp Mother directly, only to observe the remaining wisps immediately perish as well, although the source is considered highly unreliable. In summary, scholarly opinion about Wisp Mothers and wisps is sharply divided. and is likely to remain so for some time. But all sources agree on one crucial point. These are highly dangerous foes and should be avoided at all costs. The Alduin-Akatosh Dichotomy. Book 7, 2920, The Last Year of the First Era, by Alexander Simon, High Priest of the Akatosh Chantry, Wayrest. As High Priest of the Akatosh Chantry, I have dedicated my life to the service of the Great Dragon, he who was first at the beginning, he who is greatest and most powerful of all the divines, he who is the very embodiment of infinity. I am, quite obviously, a man of deep and unwavering faith, but not blind faith. For I am also a man of scholarly endeavors and have always valued education and the pursuit of truth in all its forms. And so, I've had the honor and privilege of making it my life's work to discover the truth about Akatosh and all our beloved divine incarnations. Throughout the civilized world, and I refer not to the Empire, but to every nation on Great Nirn that has embraced the virtues of learning and letters, the Great Dragon is worshipped. Usually the highest of divines is referred to as Akatosh. But what some may not be aware of is that he is occasionally referred to by two other names as well. The Altmer refer to Akatosh as Auriel. The Nords call him Alduin. These names come up repeatedly in certain ancient texts, and in each one it is clear that the deity in question is none other than he whom we call Akatosh. Yet there are those who believe, even in this enlightened age, that this is not so, that the regional interpretations of Akatosh are not interpretations of Akatosh at all. Rather, they are references to altogether different deities, deities who may or may not share the same aspects or be the great dragon at all. Many Altmer of Somerset Isle worship Auriel, who is the soul of Anuiel, who in turn is the soul of Anu, the everything. But if you ask the High Elves themselves, which I did when I traveled to Somerset Isle to continue my research, the majority will concede that Auriel is but Akatosh with a different name, colored by their own cultural beliefs. So maybe it comes as no surprise that the real theological dissension lies in Skyrim, among the Nord people, renowned as much for their stubbornness as they are the hardiness and prowess on the fields of valor. When I journeyed to the stark White Province, I was surprised to find a people whose views on Akatosh are almost diametrically opposed to those of the Altmer. The majority of Nord people seem to believe that their Alduin of legend is not Akatosh, but another deity entirely. A great dragon, yes, but not the great dragon. Determined to get to the heart of the matter, I consulted with several Nords, chief among them an old and respected clan chief by the name Bjorn Muchblooded. And what surprised me most about those I talked to was not that they believed in Alduin instead of Akatosh, but that they recognized Alduin in addition to Akatosh. In fact, most children of Skyrim seem to view Akatosh in much the same way I do. He is, in fact, the great dragon, first among the divines, perseverance personified, and more than anything, a force of supreme good in the world. Alduin, they claim, is something altogether different. Whether or not he is actually a deity remains in question, but the Alduin of Nord folklore is in fact a dragon, but one so ancient and so powerful. He was dubbed the World Eater, and some accounts even have him devouring the souls of the dead to maintain his own power. Other stories revolve around Alduin acting as some sort of dragon king, uniting the other dragons in a war against mankind, until he was eventually defeated at the hands of one or more brave heroes. It is hard to deny that such legends are compelling, but as both high priest and scholar, I am forced to ask that most important of questions. Where's the evidence? The Nords of Skyrim place a high value on their oral traditions, but such is the core of their unreliability. A rumor passed around the Wayrest Market Square can change so dramatically in the course of a few simple hours that by the end of the day, one might believe half the city's residents were involved in any number of scandalous activities. How, then, is an educated, enlightened person possibly supposed to believe a legend that has been passed down by word of mouth only for hundreds or even thousands of years? The answer to such a question is simple. He cannot. And so it is my conclusion that the Alduin of Nord legend is in fact mighty Akatosh, whose story grew twisted and deformed through centuries of retelling and embellishment. Through no fault of their own, the primitive peoples of Skyrim failed to understand the goodness and greatness of the great dragon, and it was this lack of understanding that formed the basis of what became, ironically, their most impressive creative achievements. Alduin, the World Eater, phantom of bedtime stories, and justification for ancient, if imagined, deeds. Oof. I should pray.
I knew
I've
it would come
definitely
to
found
this
you
one
strong.
day. Be on your guard at all times. Avoid sleep if you can. Sleep is for the weak.
Okay, I'm gonna go through all of these. I think I've done this before, but I'm gonna see if he gives any quests.
When it comes, I've lasted this long because originally owned. I'm trying to put it. Only what I back in the, wound up turning into their job with their event. Fought
Yeah,
vampires
we've heard
wherever
all of
they
this.
found them.
He says he's
I
got
aim to
something for me,
continue
but
that
he
mission.
doesn't. So, oh well.
Stay alert.
Okay. Sweet job. Mark Hearth. If I can jump over this, I should be able to. Yay! Oh, look, there's a door and a safe. What the hell is this? This must be added by a mod. I have no idea which, but yeah, it's got like little statues that weren't in the original. Oh. JK's Mark Hearth, maybe? Forge numbers in the business. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but okay. There's so many of these, you have to steal the stuff in front of the stuff. Hey, man.
Hey, sister and grind. What do you need?
Hey, everyone.
Need some gold. Or I have some work for you.
Well, you done or what?
Completed the sweep job.
Amazing what people leave laying around for us to take, isn't it?
Alright.
Hey, where do you think
Let
you're
me
going?
see
We
the
have work to
guide.
do.
Let's see which is next. Okay, Riften next.
Ready for some work, or are you just gonna wander around all day?
Heard you're offering extra work.
I handle the burglar. If you don't like that kind of work, talk to Delvin. He runs the more up-close and personal jobs.
Anything here in town?
Good. We could use the coin. One of the quickest... If you're interested. What do you say? Here you go. Hope you don't muck it up.
They're just so unpleasant. You don't have to be obsequious, but you could just be cool. You just look like an idiot when I haven't been mucking shit up. Why did it have a quest marker in the ragged flag? Oh, because I guess it expects me to go out that way. Alright.
Good to see you again, friend.
Hello, Etienne. I'm in town, so then rather like run around and travel all across the country and then just to come straight back here, I'm just going to finish this one. Pick up one for another city. It doesn't want me to break into my own home because that's mean. That's rude. Oh, okay, it must be down on the water. Okay, thankfully, the sweep jobs are not bugged. They are much better than... so it looks like, even if you have modded homes or modded locations, it just, like, plunks items down into a house, and it's much easier to do than, something like a ledger, which is a quest object on its own that you don't pick up, that you activate, and that might be affected by different mods. So it looks like I will be sticking with the sweep jobs. Because previous playthroughs have really been plagued with just trying to click on an item that will not be clicked, will not do the questing. So I don't know which other of the paths. It looks like you have about 6 paths. Chill, sweep, burglary, you know, I don't know. And then Delvin has 3 other types. Okay, so the next one that I should get... Winterhold.
It's one thing to say you've
Well,
got the skills.
you done or what?
It's another to
Completed the
actually-
sweep
Didn't muck
job.
it up, I hear. Good. Here's your share. Okay, what'll it be?
In the frozen Winterhold, do you have anything?
Why
Got plenty. Take your pick.
run the flagon with me?
Just got a tip on this house. Should be good. Here's what you need to do.
Come on, Tom. Marry me. Let me take care of you.
I can take care of myself.
Aw, Veckle.
It's been a long time since anyone joined us. Seems like people are in a rush to leave.
Well, it's because you guys are kind of rude assholes who did not notice. Not only were you cursed by a Daedric prince, a princess, but your leader, which is really weird. It's just such a weird storyline. You would think that Nocturnal would have cursed him the most, but he had the most luck out of everyone not getting caught. Enter the vault in the sightless pit. Dun dun dun! Sightless pit. That's just such a weird picture, man. Hey, Ambar, come on, baby. I love you so much. You are such a good horse. You are the best horse. And even though you and Cloak don't always get along together, I would never blame you, and I would never blame Cloak. Okay, so how do I get up there first? To get the shard. Ah. Hello, dragon. That was a cool landing in the snow. Yeah. Oh, don't make Ambar run away. Sightless pit, I believe, is so if you get the hint from out here, fall. Oh man, yeah, imagine what I just did to someone who wants to be the Dragonborn. You ran away and didn't even collect the soul? Yeah. I got too many dragon souls, man. I don't care. Dragonborn's an entitled jerk. Yeah. Kind of jealous, though. I don't remember how big this instance is. I don't recall it. All I know is that it has Falmer, and that could have been figured out not only by the name, but by the architecture outside. So it's not a giant leap of intelligence, nor is it particularly informative. Oh, that's freaky. Oh, yeah, that's weird. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, okay. I vaguely remember. Now, I'm not as much danger in this because I don't have to take any falling damage, but it is difficult for me to navigate. Temple of Zrid, Refugee Annex. I don't know if I'm supposed to go in there or not, but what the hell. Search the Zrid Refugee Annex for an artifact. Okay, we can do that.
Thorakin, come with me.
Yeah, I don't remember any of this. I don't think I've ever done it.
Thorakin, come with me. Over here!
Okay, the key charger is empty. Okay, sweetie, you don't have any hair. You look like what Saurian looked like. Don't step on those. Oh, don't let these hit you. Lever might just turn off the traps. I don't know. Okay. This looks like I'm gonna have to fight a couple sentinels here. My cloak is epic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend a million, like all of my septims. Press chamber inventory button. Inventory. I don't know.
Minister, after all, must not be as phone forward.
I have no idea what they just said. Into the vault in the sightless pit. Is that here? I'm gonna activate the lever. See what it does. That looks like a trap right there. Yep, that's what it does. It turns on the stupid trap. Good job. That's what you get for being curious. So I'm assuming the sightless pit does. I don't even know if it exists in vanilla, does it? Or is this just all legacy stuff? Open the sightless vault. Okay. Find a way to open the vault gates. That's gonna be fun. Forgotten dwarven cache. Did I do it? No. I vaguely remember really doing this once. I remember the puzzle anyway. So I don't know if this is a duplicate puzzle. Oh shit, okay, you have to keep turning them until the steam disappears. Right, okay. So that opens something, and now this. Yeah, I don't remember how to solve this puzzle. Has to do with the steam. So this one. That allows the steam to. Okay. When I open that one, the arrow does not go away. Okay. Okay, so there's steam there. It's being held up here, right? Keep doing the same thing and hoping it works. Okay, now there's steam. Okay. Boy, I do not remember. I'm gonna have to look at the answer. Unless I can tell from the Steam itself. I've done everything I think is logical. Okay, keep turning the valve closest or related to the place where the steam is escaping. No steam. I don't see any steam anywhere. Oh, okay. There I see some steam. Okay, so this is Creation Club, not Legacy. Okay, so this is Sunder and Wraithguard, and then Legacy of the Dragonborn. Oh, it's very confusing. Alright, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so if I understand, there are tools of Kagranak, not Kraganak. Okay, so steam. Oh, yeah, I had the dwarven piping redone. That looks cool. Is it flame over here and not steam? Not sure if that changes anything. No, it's supposed to be about the steam, which I can't see. Steam that vent. Now I'm seeing steam back here. Okay. Now... Okay, still seeing steam there. Okay, now I'm seeing steam here. Alright, so this appears to be Creation Club that is modified by Legacy of the Dragonborn. Oh, okay. Buddy. The messenger. Can you imagine what the message is? Oh, you got a few hit points, buddy. You got a few hit points. Yeah, you wanna hit me. No, you don't. We can be friends, right? Archaeology. Okay. But wait, there's more. Okay. There's another quest that I'm doing in here. So that was the thing. I came in here and there are 2 quests in here. I was a little confused. But it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna look to see if... Oh, I went the wrong way. I think I'm gonna look to see if there are mods now for the bard creation, because that might be fun to explore. A lot of times it does come down to the voice acting, but Legends of the Dragonborn has some pretty crappy voice acting in places, and I still love it. Take display
What's
object.
that big step?
Take display object.
What's that big step?
Find a way to remove this object. Okay. More dwarven forgotten cache. Is there a Steam issue over here? Is it a Steam thing? Is it Steam punk?
Jo, då på kaststället. But now we did the shimmer is never left.
Okay. I am confused. So, the chamber inventory button. Alright, I don't know that I have the keys that the ghost wanted me to have, but I think I did. These repositories were empty. Let me double check. Yep, the key charger is empty. Key charger is empty. Nothing else to loot. That isn't okay. Chests are empty.
Kaststället. But now we did the shimmer is never left. Men snäva som vi avsåg den ungefär. What's that big step?
Nope. That ain't it.
What's that big step?
I should. Eh? Okay. What to do about snow elves? Finish Legend Lost. Sealed blue door blocks the way. Continue following your other leads. Oh. Talk to Urag again. Okay. Ugh. Oh. Whee! I am not getting it. I'm not finding a good guide. I'm not seeing. Oh, look! There's a button. Actually getting it to a place where you can take it. Use the item that says take the object. Okay. Phew. Okay. Whee! I did it. I am filthy and tired and I did it. I'm hearing shit skitter down here. Temple of his ribs, sightless vault. Well, that's nice, but how the fuck do I get out?
You dirty thief! What do you think you're doing?
Wow. That was really loud. Glad I didn't teleport out. Very serious frustrating. Yikes, that was scary. Okay, headed to Calcelmo. Oh, for fuck's sake. Who is trying to kill me up here? Some fucking mud crab just lurking up there in the freezing cold, wearing a muffler, waiting for me to leave. I mean, a mud crab in a muffler would be adorable, so I'm not saying I'm not into it. It's just that adorable is occasionally inconvenient. I don't have to pass a persuade check, man. I stink.
I have things to study. What is it?
I found this staff in the Temple of Srin.
Excellent work. I've never seen anything like this. Thank you. Here, this is for you. What? Oh, but the artifacts I've discovered in Neshuan Zell will make history one day.
Castelma, let's see, I found this shield. I thought it might be something you would be interested in.
Ah, let me take a look. But it's purely ceremonial. I've no use for it.
Hold on. Be loud for a second.
I've only ever lost a few guards to steam centurions. Good odds, considering.
Castelma, about those artifacts you needed me to find.
Yes? You know what needs to be done. I think it's time for you to get going.
Wow, okay.
Yes, I have a lot of research to do.
Okay. Alright, I believe it is time to head back to the museum and hand all this stuff in, and then I've only got a few more quests. And then we'll start doing stuff in Soul's Time and clearing out the completionist log. Absolutely filthy.
A lot of history here.
Any food and drink in the reception hall area.
Ah, my friend, I have something very interesting to discuss with you concerning the Ayleid Waystone. I've done some additional research and discovered in more detail how the amulet works. As it turns out, the amulet doesn't draw the wearer to the destination directly. In actuality, the amulet draws the wearer into a pocket realm of oblivion, where it can then route the wearer to the intended destination. I found an incantation that will attune the amulet to the pocket realm, where you can then travel to your intended destinations by way of portal.
Ooh!
According to my research, the pocket realm itself also acts as a staging area, where the Ayleid could resupply on their way to their end destination. I believe you could utilize it as a storage locale during your adventures, and save yourself some extra supplies in case of grave need. Then merely wear the amulet, gather what you need, and remove it to return where you were.
Huh.
Use this scroll on the amulet, and it should attune you to the Ayleid crossroad.
Interesting.
Ah, my friend!
I've done it, Orion.
Oh my! That is an amazing find, my friend! Truly astonishing! You have actually managed to reforge the Amulet of Kings! Tell me, what did the Herald say?
He called me one of 7.
Did he? That is interesting. I'll have to think on that. A lot. But tell me, did he say anything about the Covenant?
Only that it could never be made again.
Interesting. Well, I suppose we can keep faith that Martin Septim's sacrifice will hold true, and Oblivion will forever be sealed from Mundus.
Sure. He also said that the stone would again power White Gold Tower.
Did he? So then, the reinforcements that the ancient Ayleid put in place to strengthen the tower did in fact prevent its complete collapse when the amulet was originally destroyed. Fascinating.
So what does it all mean?
Oh, I wouldn't concern yourself with it at the moment. It's an entirely more convoluted topic than the one we just finished delving into. Perhaps another time.
Ooh,
As
sorry,
I mentioned in brief before, this
my
all
kitty on the
deals
head
with the
'cause he jumped
nature
up
of the
same time.
towers.
Didn't know.
And I'm afraid that's a bit like reading the 36 lessons of Vivek while intoxicated.
Wouldn't that make them easier to understand?
Too right, it may. Very droll, my friend. Wonderful work as always. Ah, good day, my friend.
Okay. I think that's it.
Very
Alright.
well then.
I need to get the quest from Patero to... Oh, I did it again. I mean, I intend to, and I end up not doing it. But, let me see if I can get the building quest from Patero. Yeah, I wonder if the Sankrator is a quest. I don't know. Hey, Fafnir. No, I only get.
One day I'll learn illusion magic.
Let's see if. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Any developments?
Good to see you, Guildmaster. Ready to get underway for the final field station?
What did you have in mind?
On the east side of the Great Mountain, there is a crossroad between the Rift, Eastmarch and Whiterun. An excellent opportunity for us to act as a bit of a way station and trading post between them. Especially given the conflicts between Whiterun and Windhelm. It's just to the west of Fort Armor.
Sounds good, I'll get the supplies.
Wonderful. In addition to regular 100 lumber, 40 blocks of stone and 20 slabs of clay like before, we are also going to need 2,000 gold to pay Eastmarch's tax. With the war and everything, it's no surprise.
I have the gold. Could you see this makes it to the Jarl?
Thank you, as always, Guildmaster. I can see to it that the Jarl's tax was paid.
Hey, Latoria. You just passed me. Where did you go? Yay!
What can Latoria do for you, Guildmaster?
Discover anything interesting?
Ah yes, Latoria did find something interesting. A rare book, in fact. Latoria used the press in the museum and made you a copy. Here you are.
Okay.
Latoria greets you.
I have some ruined books for you. I think I've got like 2,000 of them.
Ah,
Let's see.
excellent. Let's see what you have found.
52,
good,
19,
good.
68, 15.
It will take some time to decipher
burned.
these.
No, they're
Come
also
back
ruined.
tomorrow and Latoria will
138.
let you know what she has found.
176. Okay. Hey, Fafnir. I tripped over you. I didn't pet you, and that is a shame. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the bookcase in the, I mean to do this every time, and then I forget. Put in the books that I mean to read, and only carry like 10 or 20 of them, so I don't end up carrying a bajillion books. I'm getting better at, getting better at inventory management.
Yes? Goodbye,
Hey,
Guildmaster.
Kyre, you are a good guy.
Oh, I got those pork ribs you were hoping for.
Okay. I believe I have found an answer to my lighting problems. Tried a bunch of different mods. Oh. I'm not seeing it here. Lantern of the Ancestors. I is it. Okay, so there's an armor piece and there's an action. Let's add the armor piece. So, from my understanding, this is what you get when you patch Winter Sun with Legacy the Dragonborn. It's very difficult for me to tell the difference between B's and A's sometimes. Okay. B's and 8s. Okay, so the Lantern of the Ancestors is an item that is added when you have Winter Sun patched with Legacy the Dragonborn. Now, in the base game, it will put this lantern somewhere in a chest. So, Lantern of the Ancestors improves many boons received by followers of elven deities by 10%. So, that's cool on its own. Let me just fix the name, make sure I've got it written down. And I wrote it down incorrectly. Okay. Lantern of the... I thought it was Ancients, but it's Ancestors. Now what's cool about this is it is a really good light source. So, you see, I have a ring of light around me, and I do not have an object over my head. It's permanent. And that is exactly what I wanted. It's unobtrusive. It's an item. It can be toggled. That's fantastic. So I believe I have solved my ENB light issues. Now I just have to figure out which slot it takes up. So it says jewelry. And I don't know which slot it takes up. Let me see if I've taken anything off in my favorites. See, ideally, if it doesn't conflict with anything that I'm wearing, then yeah, that's amazing. I didn't take off Wanderlust, it's not a ring. I didn't take off my pants. It looks like I have lucked out, and it is a jewelry slot that doesn't conflict with anything I'm wearing. So I don't have to toggle between it and something else, and that is fantastic. So take off the Necklace of Light from my favorites, because it's not working here. It wasn't really working in my new list, so okay. See, it even turns off the light of my yeah. Okay, so if I'm wearing it, it turns off my light. Okay, that's odd. Okay. Alright, I have unfavorited it. Now I'm going to remove it. The Necklace of the Ancients casts good light. It's on a toggle. Okay, I'm going to put on the talisman, then take off the lantern, and as far as I know, the light goes off, and I'm still wearing my clothes. And it's a nice light source. It is, doesn't cause any lighting distortions on the character. That was part of why, the wearable lanterns doesn't work well with me, because it messes up face light, and it really gives you, everything looks like you're telling a ghost story, because it's belt worn. You are casting light up directionally from underneath. So that is fantastic. I have been looking for something like that for a really long time, and I just happened to accidentally load this lantern when I was looking for something else, thinking that it belonged to a lantern mod. So, okay. Cool. I am really happy with that. Okay, my new game, my new mod list seems to be well set up. The things that I can't really seem to get is there are some really good snow mods, but they don't work with seasons. So I'm gonna have to give up on my snow. I still have levitating carriage drivers, and I think the treasure chests still don't work well, but those are pretty minor compared to something like this, the light, which I was really struggling with. So I'm happy. That's good. Ivar Stone Singer. Sit quietly, child, and listen. The story I tell you is a story of the ages. Well, what is it, grandfather? Is it a story of heroes and beasts? Grandfather looked patiently at the child. He was growing into a fine boy. Soon he would see the value in the stories, the lessons that were taught to each generation. Just listen, child. Let the story take root in your heart. In a time before now, long before now, when the Skull were new, there was peace in the land. The sun was hot, and the crops grew long, and the people were happy in the peace that the Allmaker provided. But the Skull grew complacent and lazy, and took for granted the lands and all the gifts the Allmaker had given them. They forgot, or chose not to remember, that the adversary is always watching, and that he delights in tormenting the Allmaker and his chosen people. And so it was that the adversary came to be among the Skull. The adversary has many aspects. He appears in the unholy beasts and the incurable plague. At the end of seasons, we will know him as Thartag the World Devourer. But in those ages, he came to be known as the Greedy Man. The Greedy Man, that is what we call him, for to speak his name would certainly bring ruin on the people. Oh, wow, that's a lot of yikes here. Terrifying a little boy. Lived among the Skull for many months. Perhaps he was just a man, but when the adversary entered into him, he became a greedy man, and that is how he is remembered. It came to be one day that the powers of the Skull left them. His strength left the arms of the warriors, and the shaman could no longer summon the beasts to their side. The elders thought that surely the Allmaker was displeased, and some suggested that the Allmaker had left them forever. It was then that the greedy man appeared to them and spoke. You of the Skull have grown fat and lazy. I have stolen the gifts of your Allmaker. I have stolen the oceans, so you will forever know thirst. I have stolen the lands and trees and the sun, so your crops will wither and die. I have stolen the beasts, so you will go hungry, and I have stolen the winds, so you will live without the spirit of the Allmaker. And until one of you can reclaim these gifts, the Skull will live in misery and despair, for I am the greedy man, and that is my nature. And the greedy man disappeared. The members of the Skull spoke for many days and nights. They knew that one of them must retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker, but they could not decide who it should be. I cannot go, said the elder, for I must stay to lead the Skull and tell our people what is the law. I cannot go, said the warrior, for I must protect the Skull. My sword will be needed in case the greedy man reappears. I cannot go, said the shaman, for the people need my wisdom. I must read the portents and offer my knowledge. It was then that a young man named Avar lifted his voice. He was strong of arm and fleet of foot, though he was not yet a warrior of the Skull. I will go, said Avar, and the Skull laughed. Hear me out, the boy continued. I am not yet a warrior, so my sword will not be needed. I cannot read the portents, so the people will not seek my counsel, and I am young and not yet wise in the ways of the law. I will retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker from the greedy man. If I cannot, I will not be missed. Wow, this is horrifying. Skull thought on this briefly and decided to let Avar go. Wow, you guys are the worst. He left the village the next morning to retrieve the gifts. Avar first set out to retrieve the gift of water, so he traveled to the Waterstone. It was there the Allmaker first spoke to him. Travel west to the sea, and follow the swimmer to the waters of life. So Avar walked to the edge of the ocean, and there was a swimmer, a black orca, sent from the Allmaker. The swimmer dove into the waters and swam very far, and far again. Avar was strong, though, and he swam hard. He followed the swimmer to a cave, swimming deeper and deeper, his lungs burning and his limbs exhausted. At last he found a pocket of air, and there, in the dark, he found the waters of life. Gathering his strength, he took the waters and swam back to the shore. Upon returning to the Waterstone, the Allmaker spoke. You have returned the gift of water to the Skull. The oceans again will bear fruit, and their thirst will be quenched. Avar then traveled to the Earthstone, and there the Allmaker spoke to him again. Enter the cave of the hidden music and hear the song of the earth. So Avar traveled north and east to the cave of the hidden music. He found himself in a large cavern where the rocks hung from the ceiling and grew from the ground itself. He listened there and heard the song of the earth, but it was faint. Grabbing up his mace, he struck the rocks on the floor in time with the song, and the song grew louder until it filled the cavern and his heart. Then he returned to the Earthstone. The gift of the earth is with the skull again, said the Allmaker. The lands are rich again and will bear life. Eivor was tired. As the sun burned him, the trees offered no shade, and there was no wind to cool him. Still he traveled to the Beast Rock, and the Allmaker spoke. Find the good beast, and ease his suffering. Eivor traveled through the woods of the Islandfjord for many hours until he heard the cries of a bear from over the hill. As he crested the hill, he saw a bear, a falmer's arrow, piercing its neck. He checked the woods for the falmer, for that is what they were, though some say bear. He checked the woods for the falmer, for that is what they were, though some say they are not. Okay, I don't know what that means. And finding none, approached the beast. He spoke soothing words and came upon it slowly, saying, Good beast, I mean you no harm. The Allmaker has sent me to ease your suffering. Hearing these words, yes, that's what I should say to all the floofy bears. Good beast, I mean you no harm. Let me pass through your territory, which I honor. I need the Allmaker. Or the mod. Hearing these words, the bear ceased his struggles and laid his head on Eivor's feet. At Eivor's feet. Eivor grasped the arrow and pulled it from the bear's neck. Using the little nature magic he knew, Eivor tended the wound, though it took the last bit of his strength. As the bear's wound closed, Eivor slept. When he awoke, the bear stood over him, and the remains of a number of the fallen were strewn about. He knew that the good beast had protected him during the night. He traveled back to Beast Rock, the bear by his side, and the Allmaker spoke to him again. You have returned the gift of the beasts. Once again, the good beasts will feed the skull when they are hungry, clothe them when they are cold, and protect them in times of need. Wow, so it's a sacrificial bear. Probably would have been better to die from the falmer arrow than get killed, skinned, and eaten. Eivor's strength had returned, so he traveled on to the tree stone, though the good beast did not follow him. When he arrived, the Allfather spoke to him. The first trees are gone and must be replanted. Find the seed and plant the first tree. Eivor traveled again through the Herstang forest, searching for the seeds of the first tree, but he could not find them. But he could find none. Then he spoke to the tree spirits, the living trees, told him that the seeds had been stolen by one of the falmer, for they are the servants of the adversary, and this falmer was hiding them deep in the forest so that none could ever find them. Eivor traveled to the deepest part of the forest, and there he found the evil falmer, surrounded by the lesser tree spirits. Eivor could see that the spirits were in his thrall, and he had used the magic of the seeds and spoken their secret names. Eivor knew he could not stand against such a force, and that he must retrieve the seeds in secret. Eivor reached into the pouch and drew out his flint. Gathering leaves, he started a small fire outside the clearing where the falmer and the ensorcelled spirits milled. All the Skull know the spirits' hatred of fire. The fire ravaged the trees they serve. At once, the nature of the spirits took hold, and they rushed to quell the flames. During the commotion, Eivor snuck behind the falmer and snatched the pouch of seeds, stealing away before the evil being knew they were gone. When Eivor returned to the tree stone, he planted the tree in the ground, and the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of trees is restored. Once again, the trees and plants will bloom and grow and provide nourishment and shade. Eivor was tired, for the sun would burn, and the winds would not yet cool him, but he rested briefly in the shade of the trees. His legs were weary and his eyes heavy, but he continued on, traveling to the sunstone. Again the Allmaker spoke. The gentle warmth of the sun is stolen, so now it only burns. Free the sun from the halls of Penumbra. And so Eivor walked west over the frozen lands until he reached the halls of Penumbra. The air inside was thick and heavy, and he could see no further than the end of his arm. Still, he felt his way along the walls, though he heard the shuffling of feet, and knew that this place held the unholy beasts who would tear his flesh and eat his bones. For hours he crept along until he saw a faint glow at the end of the hall. There, from behind a sheet of perfect ice, came a glow so bright he had to shut his eyes, lest they be forever blinded. He plucked the flaming eye from one of the unholy beasts and threw it at the ice with all his might. A small crack appeared in the ice, then grew larger. Slowly the light crept out between the cracks, widening them, splitting the ice wall into pieces. With a deafening crack, the wall crumbled, and the light rushed over Avar and through the halls. He heard the shrieks of the unholy beasts as they were blinded and burned. He ran out of the halls, following the light, and collapsed on the ground outside. When he was able to rise again, the sun again warmed him, and he was glad for that. He traveled back to the Sunstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of the sun is the skulls once again. It will warm them and give them light. Avar had one final gift he had to recover, the gift of the winds, so he traveled to the Windstone, far on the western coast of the island. When he arrived, the Allmaker spoke to him, giving him his final task. Find the greedy man and release the wind from its captivity. So Avar wandered the land in search of the greedy man. He looked in the trees, but the greedy man did not hide there, nor did he hide near the oceans or the deep caves, and the beasts had not seen him in the dark forests. Finally, Avar came to a crooked house, and he knew that there he would find the greedy man. "Who are you," shouted the greedy man, "that you would come to my house?" "I am Avar of the Ska," said Avar. "I am not warrior, shaman, or elder. If I do not return, I will not be missed. But I have returned the oceans, and the earth, the trees, the beasts, and the sun, and I will return the winds to my people, that we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again." And with that, he grabbed up the greedy man's bag and tore it open. The winds rushed out with gale force, sweeping the greedy man up and carrying him off, far from the island. Avar breathed in the winds and was glad. He walked back to the Windstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him a final time. "You have done well, Avar. You, the least of the Ska, have returned my gifts to them. The greedy man is gone for now, and should not trouble your people again in your lifetime. Your Allmaker is pleased. Go now, and live according to your nature." And Avar started back to the Ska village. "And then what happened, grandfather?" "What do you mean, child? He went home." "No, when he returned to the village," the child continued. "Was he made a warrior, or taught the ways of the shaman? Did he lead the Skal in battle?" "I do not know. That is where the story ends," said the grandfather. "That's not an ending. That's not how the story ends." The old man laughed and got up from his chair. "Is it not? Princess Bride vibes here." Shazar and the Divines. By Faustus Junius, Sub-Curator of Ancient Theology and Paleonumerology, Imperial Library. The position Shazar enjoys in Cyrodiilic worship is often misconstrued. He and 1,000 other deities have sizable cults in the Imperial City. Shazar is especially venerated in the Colovian West, though he's called Shor there, as the West Kings are resolutely and religiously Nordic. The haziness of Shazar's relationship to the Divines is often called their missing sibling, beginning with Saint Alessia, the so-called slave queen of Cyrodiil, the founding figure of the original Cyrodiilic Empire. Okay, sorry. It's missing a quotation mark, so I'm looking for it, but it's not there. In the earliest Syro-Nordic stories of the Heartland, Shazar fought against the Aelids, the Heartland High Elves, on mankind's behalf. Then, for some unknown reason, he vanishes from the stage, presumably to help other humans elsewhere. And without his leadership, the Aelids conquer the humans and enslave them. This slavery lasts for generations. The isolated humans eventually began to venerate the pantheon of their masters, or at least assimilate so much of high elven religious practices into their native traditions that the two become indistinguishable. In 1E 242, under the leadership of Alessia, her demigod lover Morahouse, Breath of Kine, and the infamous Pelennor Whitestrike, the Cyrodiilic humans revolt. When Skyrim lends its armies to the slave queen of the south, the revolution succeeds. The Aeliad hegemonies are quickly overthrown. Shortly thereafter, White Gold Tower is captured by Alessia's forces, and she promptly declares herself the first Empress of Cyrodiil. Part of the package meant that she had to become the High Priestess of Akatosh as well. Akatosh was an Aldmeri god, and Alessia's subjects were as yet unwilling to renounce their worship of the elven pantheon. She found herself in a very sensitive political situation. She needed to keep the Nords as her allies, but they were, at the time, fiercely opposed to any adoration of the elven deities. On the other hand, she could not force her subjects to revert back to Nordic pantheon for fear of another revolution. Therefore, concessions were made, and Empress Alessia instituted a new religion, the Eight Divines, an elegant, well-researched synthesis of both pantheons, Nordic and Aldmeri. Shazar, as a result, had to change. He could no longer be a bloodthirsty anti-Aldmer warlord of old. He could not disappear altogether either, or the Nords would have withdrawn their support of her rule. In the end, he had become the spirit beyond all human undertaking. Even though this was merely a thinly disguised, watered-down version of Shor, it was good enough for the Nords. As for why Tide Receptive has not attempted to revitalize Shazar during his wars during the Aldmeri Dominion, we can only speculate that at this time, memories of the Alessian Order's follies, the Dragon Break, the War of Righteousness, the defeat at Glenumbra Moors, would only damage his campaign for the Imperial Crown. Okay, I am happy with that light source. That will be very useful when it gets dark, but it's not now. Okay, and I also need to get used to changing my hotkeys. Let me start here. My light source, it's usually 5, but I'm going to change it to 3 so it doesn't mess with sex mods. Okay. So bound bow, healing is always 2, there we go, so I need to reassign muffle, which was 3, to 4, and for a little while I'm probably going to be turning on my light on and off while I'm trying to cast a spell I'm trying to learn, but I'll learn. Eventually, it'll take me a while, but I'll change my habits. Hey kitty, you want to come up? Come on, sweetheart. Vandal is making noises like he would like to come up. Come on, sweetie. Yes? No? Yes. Maybe. Okay, darling. You let me know when you have figured it out. Good. Hey. Hi, sweetheart. Okay. Alright. These are sauce time. Yeah, these are radiant, but I might as well just keep doing them in order. And hey, babe, hi. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will pet you when you first get here. Absolutely. No, you absolutely cannot have the keyboard. You are gonna get corrected on that until you change your habits, and you are not very good at changing your habits, are you? About 5 years old now, so pretty stuck. They're really well behaved, honestly. But he still is not allowed to rip up my keyboard. Hey, sweetie. Uh-oh. Yay!
You picked a bad time to get lost.
Oh, did I? Oh, hold on, King. Okay, I've got some good magic resistance. You see that?
Oh, that's it!
Stay in there. Okay. Yeah, you guys are level 5. You're gonna have some trouble with me.
Are you prepared to die?
Why do you have hats? Oh no, you know, it's just weird here. Okay. Okay. It's hard to see. There. Okay. Yeah, I know. You absolutely cannot sit on the keyboard, little buddy.
Can't wait to count out your coins.
It's a lot. It would be a bit of a windfall for you. I could be wrong, but I don't believe... I believe that I've already upgraded, the Assassin's Guild mostly as much as I can, but which is why I'm not doing Dark Brotherhood Forever on repeat. I know that this Thieves Guild quest advances me toward something, and that this crossbolt will advance me toward something. Eventually, I will run out of crossbolts. I will not run out of people to kill. So I'm gonna help Saurian see if that leads somewhere. But considering I've had the fort. This fort is a remake. It kind of based on the mod updates. So Fort Dawnguard is JK's Fort Dawnguard. So you're not really dependent on upgrading the areas. I think after you join, like, the spider webs are gone and people are arriving. So it looks good without really needing... I have discovered too that I can patch.
Hope you're getting along with
I can patch Serana
Take some
and the
getting used
Serana
to.
dialogue overhaul to NFF, so I will have more control over her commentary. And hey, Gunmar,
Cozy little place, isn't this?
what can I do to help?
Speak with Isran. He has something for you.
He doesn't.
I like what Isran has done with the place. It's good to see someone else who's really prepared.
I've never heard of the Divines being directed.
I'm back from Knife Point Ridge with the Dwemer exploding.
Back
machine.
already? Can't wait.
Wondered if perhaps
Let's
he did it for the attention.
Ooh, this diagram explains how to fashion a bolt that will send a jolt of shock through whatever it hits. Testing this will require some extra precautions, I think. Here,
So the reason
let me
why I
show you
never
how
really
it's
got
made.
into exploding arrows or exploding
Assuming
bolts
you have the smithing
is
skills,
they're way too
you should be able to
expensive,
make this yourself at
the
Gunmar's
materials.
Forge.
I could
Either
load them,
way,
but I
I'll have
don't
some for
actually
sale
like doing
soon.
that. What can I do to help?
I'm starting to think you like this as much as I do. Here's the location of the next set of Dwemer diagrams. Thanks.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if I can... Excuse me. Oh wow, the kitty actually stayed here. That's amazing. Usually sneezes
appreciate all
make
the
him
horrible
fuck
things that can
right
happen to you
the
if
fuck
you're
off
cautious.
immediately. Okay, I'm
This
gonna
is
see.
fine for
So
now,
the
but we
crossbow,
can't-
the bolts. Let me double check. They might become more reasonable, but the specialty arrows, like the soul arrows, they just require too many resources that are difficult in a vanilla game. Okay. Yeah, you need void salts, frost salts, fire salts to make the exploding ones, and that's yeah.
I can't help that space is crazy here.
You're just gonna run out really quickly.
Not have to smell troll all the time.
There's also, I believe there's soul stealer arrows.
Trolls. They smell like trolls. Can't help that either.
Yes, they smell like trolls. But do you have to?
I'm not sure, but I remember thinking those were really awesome, but they're very expensive. Maybe you can't make those. I don't know. I don't know if those are a Creation Club content or what they are, but I'm gonna zip back here and take a bath. So yeah, those are very difficult to maintain. I suppose you could keep them around for emergencies, but I tend to mostly want to stick with what I know is going to do the most damage, and I just don't like running out of them. And I know there's no lore way to make, like, 2,000 of those without an insane investment of time and money either hunting the salts. The salts are just rare. So I don't mind adding stuff like coffee or, but the bolts themselves, I never got into it. Also in my new game, I have managed to patch. I removed the Immersive College of Winterhold and added in JK's Winterhold, just because Immersive College is not being maintained or updated with new content. And JK's is still very popular, getting lots of support, and there are a ton of patches, so it is patched for seasons. Okay, gonna go steal from Winterhold. There's Latoria. Activated herself. Alright, I've only got one. Only got one quest marker. Oh, wow. See, I have to steal the knife to actually get to the thing behind it.
So, what's the latest exciting news about goings on in Winterhold?
There is no news, I'm afraid.
None? Nothing at all?
Okay, Blackbriar Mead, a few things. The Briarheart thing has made me aware
yes,
of
that'll be fine.
a few issues.
Thanks.
Blackbriar Mead, I need to mark that as not a quest item. So there are a few things that I need to... Let me make a note of that real quick, because I want to go into... Let me just write that down before I try to talk at the same time. Okay, so we came up against this issue with the Briarheart. So from what I've been able to understand, and I've just been kind of living with it for a while, but Blackbriar Mead is a quest item, but the quests are like, give me some mead or hand it in, like a one-off thing where you do it once, but it marks Blackbriar Mead as a quest item for my entire game, which means it's highlighting things in purple that shouldn't be, highlighted. So I believe the USS EP patch removed pretty ivy. Removed does a few things to affect quest markers. So I can fix the Briarheart issue by just remembering to blacklist it early in the game. So I don't have to go in and revert. Essentially, you'd be reverting. The Briar Hearts are unmarked by USSEP as quest items, which means auto loot steals them. It doesn't mark them as quests, and it can mess up the quest. So I need to remember to, like,
It's one
early
thing to say
game,
you've got the skills to be
load a
thief.
Briar Heart,
It's another to actually use
Back with
them.
good
and then
news, I
blacklist
trust?
it so I don't auto loot it. That's cool.
Fine. I guess you'll need your coin then. Walking away
Okay.
without taking a job?
Oh, shut up, Vex. Okay, next is... Okay, we're moving along on this. Falkreath.
Passing a bloated coin purse on a table.
Fuck off,
So,
Vex.
feeling loose? How about you run a job for me? I handle the burglary, shell, sweep, and heist jobs. Most of them involve breaking and entering.
Wait, I already did a
If you
job
don't like
in
that kind
Markarth.
of work, talk to Delvin. He runs the
Hold
more
on,
up
wait a
close.
minute. No, I know I did a job in Markarth. Falkreath. Okay, yeah, right. You're seeing my memory issues in action. Falkreath.
Why can't you just settle down?
Need a few
Run the
spare
fight again?
septums? I got the cure right here.
I like things the way they are.
Come on,
Okay, what'll it be?
let me take care of it.
Anything south in Falkreath?
Got plenty. Take your pick. One of the quick... If you're in... What do you say? Fine. Just keep it clean. Here you go.
So, I need to revert the... I need to figure out how to... Hopefully, it's just changing a tag.
take out the
If
trash
the
like I
USSCP does it...
Yeah, threw it in the lake like you said.
So, it does that with a few things. I'm going to write some of them down right now, but... Blackbriar Mead, Mammoth Tusks, so I don't loot these because
Take
they
it
belong
easy,
to
Feckle.
quests. But
How long we known each other?
Giant's
I checked
Toe.
it. All the stuff is in the safe.
Okay, I'm gonna try to... So all of those things, even though they're just minor items that show up a lot, end up
Yes, Lance. Did you need something?
marking too many containers. Like if you go into Riften, there's like a row of mead barrels, and they're all marked purple. I don't need that. Okay, I'm gonna tell myself when I set up a game to load a Briarheart and then blacklist it. Hopefully. Hopefully that will clear up my game so that I know which quests are involved. I don't want to mess with tags until I know what I'm doing, but at this point I am doing...
Good to see you.
Hey Rune, I might as well say
I've never
hi,
seen
huh?
anyone with skills like yours. I just wanted to let you know that if you need anything, you can talk to me.
Thank you, man. How did you get your unusual name?
My father told me he found me as a young boy in the wreckage of a ship that sank off of the coast near Solitude. All he found in my pocket was a tiny smooth stone inscribed with some sort of strange runes.
Do you know what they mean?
No one does. I've even taken the damn thing to the College of Winterhold. I must have spent every last coin I've made with the guild trying to find out what it means.
Maybe you aren't meant to know?
Perhaps. They could be nonsense, inane scribbles done by someone in idle boredom. But if not, if they actually mean something, they might tell me where I'm from, what ship I was on, everything.
So who gave you the name?
Actually, the fisherman who found me, the man I call my father, gave it to me. Thought it was fitting, I suppose. I never changed it because it never felt right to do so.
I'll keep an eye out for anything.
I appreciate that. be seeing you.
Okay, that doesn't actually give me a quest. But okay. Yeah, that's one of the things I know. One of the more popular mods is Immersive Citizens and Cutting Room Floor. Immersive Citizens just adds more people to you for you to chat with. They don't give, so there will be an Argonian at the Temple of Azura just basically saying that, she and her son didn't see eye to eye, if I recall correctly. But she's, remembering him, something like that. Just that there are more people to talk to, and they have more stories. But I didn't really enjoy that. It was like, why are you here? And I don't remember. I'm not going to say that it was a voice acting issue. I think it was just that you can just start talking to someone and then go, oh, that's right. There's so much to do in this game. So much to do that I didn't find that, just hanging out and talking to people was really adding much. But that is cool content. A lot of people use that. And there's another one called Cutting Room Floor that adds in a lot of cut content, but some of that content was cut for very good reason. So you end up hearing this like weird, awkward conversation where when you first get to Whiterun, there are two people talking about this weird gesture that are on the road, and they have this really awkward laugh, and it's bad voice acting and it's intrusive. And I was like, yeah, I think I get why that was cut. Short history of Morrowind. What are the bets that this is actually short? By Jeanette C. From the introduction, led by the legendary prophet Veloth, the ancestors of the Dunmer, exiles from Altmer cultures in present-day Somerset Isle, came to the region of Morrowind. In earliest times, the Dunmer were harassed or dominated by Nord sea raiders. When the scattered Dunmer tribes consolidated into the predecessors of the modern Great House clans, they threw out the Nord oppressors and successfully resisted further incursions. The ancient ancestors' worship of the tribes was at that time superseded by the monolithic tribunal temple theocracy, and the Dunmer grew into a great nation called Resdain. Resdain was the last of the provinces to submit to Tiber Septim. Like Blackmarsh, it was never successfully invaded and was peacefully incorporated by treaty into the Empire as the province of Morrowind. Almost 4 centuries after the coming of the Imperial Legions, Morrowind is still occupied by Imperial Legions with a figurehead Imperial King, though the Empire has reserved most functions of the traditional local government to the ruling councils of the 5 great houses. On Vardenfell District, in 3E414, Vardenfell territory, previously a temple preserve under Imperial protection, was reorganized as an Imperial provincial district. Vardenfell had been maintained as a preserve administered by the temple since the Treaty of the Armistice, and except for a few great house settlements sanctioned by the temple, Vardenfell was previously uninhabited and undeveloped. But when the centuries-old temple ban on trade and settlements of Vardenfell was revoked by the King of Morrowind, a flood of Imperial colonists in Great House Dunmer came to Vardenfell, expanding old settlements and building new ones. The new district was divided into Redoran, Hlalu, Telvanni, and Temple districts, each separately administered by local house councils or temple priesthoods, and all under the advice and consent of Duke Dran and the District Council of Evenhart. Local law became a mixture of house law and imperial law and house districts, jointly enforced by house guards and legion guards, with temple law and imperial law enforced in the temple district by ordinators. The temple was still recognized as the majority religion, but worship of the 9 divines was protected by the legions and encouraged by imperial cult missions. The temple district included the city of Vivek, the fortress of Ghostgate, and all sacred and profane sites, including those blighted areas inside the coast fence, and all unsettled and wilderness areas in Vardenfell. In practice, this district included all parts of Vardenfell not claimed for Redoran, Hlalu, or Telvanni districts. The temples stubbornly fought all development in their district and were largely successful. House Hlalu, in combination with imperial colonists, embarked on a vigorous campaign of settlements and development. In the decades after reorganization, Balmora and the Ascadian Isles regions have grown steadily. Caldera and Pelagiad are completely new settlements, and all legion forts were expanded to accommodate larger garrisons. House Telvanni, normally conservative and isolationist, has been surprisingly aggressive in expanding beyond their traditional tower villages. Disregarding the protests of the other houses, the Temple, the Duke, and the District Council, Telvanni pioneers have been encroaching on the wild lands reserved to the Temple. The Telvanni Council officially disavows responsibility for these rogue Telvanni settlements, but it is an open secret that they are encouraged and supported by the ambitious Telvanni mage lords. Under pressure from the Temple, conservative House Redoran has steadfastly resisted expansion in their district. As a result, House Redoran and the Temple are in danger of being politically and economically marginalized by the more aggressive and expansionist Hlalu and Telvanni interests. The Imperial administration faces many challenges in the Vardenfell district, but the most serious are the great house rivalries, animosity from the Ashlander nomads, internal conflicts with the Temple itself, and the Red Mountain Blood. Struggles between Great House, Temple, and Imperial interests to control Vardenfell's resources could at any time erupt into full-scale war. Ashlanders raid settlements, plunder caravans, and kill foreigners in their wild lands. The Temple has unsuccessfully attempted to silence criticism and calls for reform within its ranks. The most serious are the plagues and diseased hosts produced by the blight storm sweeping out from the Red Mountain. Vardenfell and all Morrowind have been menaced by the legendary evils of Dagoth-Ur and his ash vampire kin dwelling beneath Red Mountain. For centuries, the Temple has contained this threat within the Ghost Fence, but recently the Temple's resources and will have faltered, and the threat from Red Mountain has grown in scale and intensity. If the Ghost Fence should fail, and hosts of blighted monsters were to spill out across Vardenfell's towns and villages, the Empire might have no choice but to evacuate Vardenfell district and abandon it to disease and corruption. Sithis. Sithis is the start of the house. Before him was nothing, but the foolish Altmer have names for and revere this nothing. That is because they are lazy slaves. Indeed, from the sermons, Stasis asks... That's weird. Stasis with an apostrophe before it. Stasis asks merely for itself, which is nothing. Sithis sundered the nothing and mutated the parts, fashioning from them a myriad of possibilities. These ideas ebbed and flowed and faded away, and this is how it should have been. One idea, however, became jealous and did not want to die. Like the stasis, he wanted to last. This was the demon Auriel, Anuiel, who made friends, and they called themselves the Aedra. They enslaved everything that Sithis had made and created realms of everlasting imperfection. Thus are the Aedra the false gods, that is, illusion. So Sithis begat Lorcan and sent him to destroy the universe. Lorcan, unstable mutant. Lorcan had found the Aedric weakness. While each rebel was, by their nature, immeasurable, they were, through jealousy and vanity, also separate from each other. They were also unwilling to go back to the nothing of before. So while they ruled their false dominions, Lorcan filled the void with a myriad of new ideas. These ideas were legion. Soon it seemed that Lorcan had a dominion of his own, slaves, and everlasting imperfections, and he seemed for all the world like an Aether. Thus did he present himself as such to the demon Anuiel, Anuiel, and the 8 Givers as a friend. Go unto the Sharmat Dagath Ur as a friend. A Herma Mora Altadun Padome Lar Al. Okay. I don't know what that means. Skyrim's Rule by Abdul Majid Abanet. In my travels, and they have been many, I have encountered many strange peoples and cultures in many different provinces of the Empire, and in each I have found a method of governing and customs of leadership unique to that particular province. In Blackmarsh, for example, the Argonian king relies upon his shadow-scale assassins to eliminate threats secretly, without the common knowledge of his people. In the imperial province of Cyrodiil, the emperor may rule directly, but the power granted to his elder council cannot be understated. During a recent journey to Skyrim, that harsh, frozen realm of the Nords, I was able for the first time to witness the unique manner of rule of this strong, proud people. It would appear that the entire province of Skyrim is separated into territories known as holds, and each hold finds its seat of power in one of the great ancient cities. And in each of these cities there rules a hold's king, known as a Jarl. The Jarls of Skyrim are, as a whole, a fierce sight indeed, sitting on their thrones, ready to administer justice or send their forces out to quell some local threat, be it a pack of feral wolves or a terrifying giant that has wandered too close to a settlement. In observing these Jarls, I found each to, of course, have his or her own unique personality and leadership style, but what I perhaps did not expect, especially considering the Nord leaders' unfair reputation as barbarians or uncivilized chieftains, was the formal structure of each Jarl's court. For while that hold's leader may be the one to sit on the throne, there is also a collection of functionaries who serve very specific and important roles. The court wizard counsels the Jarl in all matters magical, and may even sell services or spells to the keep's visitors. The steward is the Jarl's primary advisor, and generally takes care of the more mundane aspects of running the keep, the city, or even the hold, depending on the situation. And woe is the fool who defies the housecarl, a personal bodyguard who rarely leaves the Jarl's side, and has pledged to sacrifice his or her own life to save that of their honored leader, or even if ever the need should arise. But as mighty and influential as each individual Jarl is, Skyrim's true power comes from the strength of its High King. The High King is ruler above all, and is always one of the Jarls, selected by a body called the Moot, a specially convened council of all the Jarls, who meets with the express purpose of choosing Skyrim's High King. Or so it is, in theory. The reality, however, is that the High King swears fealty to the Emperor, and as Solitude is the city most directly influenced by imperial culture and politics, the Jarl of Solitude has served as High King for generations. The Moot, therefore, is more formality and theater than anything else. But as I prepared to leave Skyrim, I could feel change in the air, sense the trepidation of some of the good Nord people. Many seemed unhappy with the Empire's continued presence in their land, and the outlawing of the worship of Talos as the ninth divine, a stipulation of the White Gold Concordat, the peace treaty between the Empire and Aldmeri Dominion, has only strengthened that division. So while the Jarls of Skyrim still control their holds, and those Jarls are ruled over by their imperial-sanctioned High King, where there will come a day where the Moot convenes to select a new High King, one that is not, as many would say, the Emperor's Solitude puppet? If that day comes, I will be thankful to be far away from Skyrim, in my own home of Hammerfell, for such a decision could well mean civil war, and I fear that such a conflict would tear the fierce and beautiful Nord people. Ooh, sneeze. Oh, and I fear that such a conflict would tear the fierce and beautiful Nord people asunder. Well, yeah. So as I mentioned, speaking of Civil War, I really dislike the Civil War content. I won't be doing it. appreciate that the content is there for people who have a strong opinion one way or the other, but my ultimate opinion is that both sides are thoroughly fucked. One is expansionist and one is racist. Their leadership is thoroughly fucked. And I cannot slaughter hundreds of people so it's undoable for me. Okay, I think the last time I tried to speak to Urag about this, he didn't listen to me, so we'll see if I can advance this quest. Otherwise, I may need to hide Much Ado About Snow Wolves until I can fix it. But the books are in my inventory. Yeah, there's the interesting, the rare, and the unique book about. I think I've tried to give it to him, but we'll see. Or maybe it was that I just couldn't find it. We'll see. It's 8 a.m. Hello, unicorn. You're amazing. Oh, hey!
Greetings,
Wow.
Arcade. This better be good.
Talk about awesome. Yeah, it's bugged.
Until next time.
So I'm gonna hide that for now. And then I'll need to do some research on potentially advancing it. Later. Use the attunement scroll on the Waystone amulet. So this is the Alien Crossroads. Oh, wow. Did I... Hi, mate. I might have, it looks like it might have been taken by the museum. Alright, or maybe I just click on it. I don't know. Let's see. That isn't what I meant to do. I'm gonna hide this one also, see if I can do some research on fixing it. I believe he said that it just mostly provided teleportation. Again, this is a new update of the Legacy of the Dragonborn mod, and then I did change my load list to correct some emergencies. So it's very possible that the item codes are all off, or even that the quest codes are off. Okay. Build the eastern field station. I believe this will get me something that I wanted to have for a while. So I'm going to go back and get that right now. And I also want to see if... Now, I wasn't given the opportunity to build this until I finished one of the other quests, so... if I were to get really organized, I would start marking Legacy of the Dragonborn items as quest, the same way that I want to remove quest tags from certain things, but that I'm saying it might be easy. Like, I'm thinking you could just toggle something on or off. It might be much more difficult and game breaking. So I'm not saying I can do it, I'm saying I want to do it. It is funny to see that they made it as...
Do remember, there are entire galleries upstairs as well.
Okay. Stuff is filling in. Looking good. The Curator's Companion used to have as a default this really loud trumpet trill.
And I have heard you both make disparaging remarks in regard to non-ultimate cultures on more than one occasion.
Oh, it's only a bit. I believe we've already seen that conversation.
History here.
Hey.
Good day.
I finished building the field station near Eastmarch.
Oh, I see. Fantastic. Thank you for spearheading such a fruitful venture. Mm-hmm.
How goes the dig plan?
It progresses. Going to take some time to get all the details worked out.
I don't know that there actually is another dig. This room is looking good.
Wow, even the rugs here are neat.
Everything's filling in. Look, I'm just gonna delete this. I don't know. Alright, I'm just taking that out. Because that's just crazy. I think it used to be part of this, like there used to be a drinks thing over here or something. So that's probably floating in a punch bowl, but right now there's nothing there. It's not working for me. Okay, so, because I have wanted to do this for a while, head to the guild house, see if it's there. I've seen this in guides and been like, why don't I have one of those? Okay, I should not auto loot in here, so I should be able to see it. There it is! Mini Fafnir, look at that! Okay, I'm gonna turn on my light so we can see it better. And he's got a little purple scarf! Oh my god. Okay, that's worth the entire fucking game right there. Okay. Whilst Mini Fafnir's in your inventory, he'll be looking under rocks and digging holes to find you shiny gems, cool looking seashells, and unique cards. More often than not, he gets distracted by shiny coins, but you never know. That is awesome, and I love it.
How can this one help?
Discover anything interesting?
With so many books you gave her, Latoria was able to discover
I know I
a
gave
few
her
things.
hundreds of books,
Here,
but
take
at
a
a certain
look.
point. It's mostly scrolls, because it looks like I already have, like, everything else should be fine, but...
What can Latoria do for you, Guildmaster?
Okay, I don't have any books
Happy
for
hunting.
her.
Reluctant to say.
Fafnir, baby, I'm gonna carry you with me. Hello, sweetness.
I know. Discretion.
Good boy.
There's a particular bit of Tamika I'm after.
Okay.
Year 399. Do you think you can get your hands on it?
Of course. We'll have it by next week. I assume you realize it won't come cheap.
Alright, the whole reconstruction thing, I'm out of fragments and keystones. Hey, sweetness. I love you. Okay. So I know there's a spot in the guild hall, in the safe house, to put the mini Fafnir. So I'm going to take a minute and try to figure out if I can place a replica, but I just want to see it. Oh, actually, I'm standing literally right in the door. This is the guide to this, no, safe house is up here. Okay.
So, do you never see yourselves?
Okay, so up in the bedroom are a bunch of places to display things, and I put down the, so you see the curator's backpack. There's the cloak, staff, and shield of the curator. See, I still haven't put paintings. But there's a place to put the Fafnir teddy. Look! Ah! Okay. I want to see... Okay. I want to see if I can put replicas. And I also want to see where I can get, like, the staff, the shield. Oh, Thanks for watching. Wishing you found family, creative hobbies, a hot bath after a long day, and food you love as much as Saleya loves apple pies.